but he's gonna feel something different happening.
Okay, so they say you're relying on your name and your profile rather than your skills at the moment. So, what are you going to say to that?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
So the undisputed pound-for-pound number one king, Terence Crawford, gave his reaction to Canelo Alvarez's tough, close fight against William Scull, and pretty much moving up 3 weight classes to challenge Canelo Alvarez for his undisputed title. Crawford said, quote, "History will be made September 12th. Just call me Mr. 3 times undisputed champion now. This what we've been waiting for. Hashtag Team Crawford. Hashtag Let's Go." End of the quote.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
Listen, before I give my thoughts on anything, the zone commentary has to go. They need to be fired. I'm talking about from the recent ones that got hired, Jim Lampley, Mike Coppinger, Tarver, all the way to the usual suspects, Chris Mannix, Grisham, and Sergio Mora. Their commentary is disgusting. We need a mute option at the very least, where we only could hear the corners, the punches, and the crowd. That's all the sounds we need. Not this biased commentary. I'm telling you, I'm gonna stop buying these BS pay-per-views if they don't do that. And you guys should follow suit. You guys should do the same. No one wants to be brainwashed by these biased commentators on how they feel instead of what we are watching. During this fight, Sergio Mora, who's sometimes better than the rest, excuse me, you can't even use the word better with these guys. He's usually less worse than the others. This time around, he was the worst. He was a fighter that all he did was move around. And the whole freaking night, he was criticizing William Scull for doing the same things he used to do. Why nobody asked Sergio Mora the whole freaking night to make it more entertaining, since that's what they were trying to do? Hey, Sergio Mora, why weren't you telling yourself that when you was fighting, so you stop freaking running and fight to give the fans their money worth by giving them entertainment? That's the name of the game. Why you didn't tell yourself that? Because if you did, you would have had turned to Mike Tyson. That's what I freaking want to know. The entire commentary blamed William Scull for being himself. They knew that coming into the fight. Canelo knew that coming into the fight. You think Canelo didn't practice cutting off the ring? He did. That's just his weakness. Canelo has his feet stuck in mud or concrete, one or the other. But did you guys hear the commentary point that out? Blame Canelo Alvarez for not knowing how to cut off the ring? They didn't do that. All they do is spend time telling us Canelo is unbeatable at 168 while he's cherry picking and ducking the best in David Benavidez. All they do is lie to themselves and the public by promoting Canelo Alvarez. At some point, they tried to do that before he lost to Bivol, and even after, that he was pound for pound number one over Crawford. So let me get this straight. At some point, Canelo was pound for pound number one, but he doesn't know how to cut off the ring. Both fighters are to blame for the fight not being action-packed. Canelo and William Scull. When Canelo was moving around against Gennady Golovkin in the first fight, nobody said anything. But when William Scull moves around, is a problem? There are 4 corners. You can't run anywhere. You can cut off the ring. Additionally, Canelo Alvarez was barely throwing punches. He had the man in the corner or on the ropes a lot of times, and Canelo was afraid to throw. And when he did throw and land to the body, because that's all he landed was body shots. Go back and watch the fight. The moment Canelo landed a body shot or two, he will run off the corner away from William Scull so fast you will think he's Flash. Whatever happened to Mexican style? I thought you said he was running, but when you finally got him cornered and he's fighting you, you forced him to fight. Why are you stepping back 5 feet to where you can't even punch the man back? And that was the problem. They never pointed that out. The reason why Canelo was doing that is obviously he didn't want to get countered. He didn't want to get hit. But you can make the man miss at a punching distance for you and hit the man back. So you can't blame William Scull for the fight being boring. Canelo has always done this. In fact, William Scull out-punched Canelo. Or he out-threw. I think either Canelo or William Scull outlanded one another by one freaking punch. And all Canelo landed was body shots. He barely threw headshots, or he barely landed headshots. But again, for the most part, at least William Scull threw punches. Canelo, on the other hand, he barely threw punches. When he had the man in position, when Canelo was in punching range, he did not let his hands go. He only lets his hand go when it's safe. So you can't blame William Scull for that. You gotta blame Canelo. What makes this worse is the fight was actually very close. I had Canelo winning, but I told you guys leading up to the fight, this is gonna be a tough fight for Canelo, and I hope he doesn't lose because I don't want to see another Ryan upset that ruins a mega fight. And I'm glad Canelo won because now Crawford versus Canelo fight is on. Crawford was there in person watching Canelo, so he knows that Canelo applies a lot of intimidating tactics. He want to intimidate you, but he ain't like that for real. He ain't cut like that because, like I said before, every time he had William Scull at punching range, he didn't let his hands go. So it's a lot for show. If you give Canelo Alvarez too much respect, he gonna try to take advantage of that and act as if you run it. But I don't think Crawford is gonna be moving as much as William Scull. That's never been Crawford anyways, but when you move up 3 weight classes after already moving up 3, a total of 6, anything is possible. You gotta do anything to win. But again, when Canelo fought William Scull, when Canelo fought Jermell Charlo moving up 2 weight classes, he did the same thing, which is he tried to intimidate them in the first round to keep their hands at home. So it could be an easier fight for him. And what Canelo will try to do, at least majority of the times he fights someone moving up 2 weight classes or someone smaller than him, what he will do is punch at the same time they punch in to intimidate them, because as the bigger, stronger guy, he can take their punch, but most likely they won't be able to take his punch as well. That's one of his strategies. And even though Crawford has huge challenges ahead of him, from the weight moving up multiple weight classes to fighting not just Canelo, but more so the commentary, the fans, and he also even have to fight the judges. Like William Scull said leading up to this fight, Canelo won a lot of fights with his name alone. What he means by that, if the fight is close, they will automatically give it to Canelo, not the fighter who won the close fight, like the Lara fight, for example. So Crawford is also going to be fighting the judges, perhaps even the referee. So it's Crawford against the world in this fight. But with Crawford confident as he is and how he sounds, he might have discovered a new transformation. Let's see if Crawford is going to be able to go Super Saiyan to another level and break his limit. Last but not least, do you guys know Devin Haney threw and landed more punches than Ryan Garcia, Rolly, Ramirez, William Scull, and Canelo Alvarez? Devin Haney landed more punches than all of them, but old media and the race fans is mainly criticizing Devin Haney instead of them, especially the one who cheated in Ryan Garcia and lost the moment he was off PEDs. We all know what time it is. That being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.